Hey, welcome back to James Fan 1991 Comic Studio, and we're gonna be doing for some crossover as well. And probably, I'm not pretty sure that the previous video we did this from America versus Indonesia in the last time, so probably that was probably for something a little bit weird, but I wasn't able to be keeping up for as well for just a little bit of time as well, so I'm probably started to kept on going speechless in the past previous videos, and before that, it's actually going to be for my worst mistakes in the past few videos that I just did something a little bit pretty much. So don't worry, we continue to do our best around here before until the end around here of this career. This may going to be worth it as even possible for just very far too long to do this as well for the further notice instructions about for the internet AI moderation. So let's just go into search for railway. But even though this is absolutely going to be for like this, the real railway is actually going to be this one. Exactly, there must be most of the railways like these things. Would it actually gotta be show them up for just like this? And read about the railroad. Now, this is absolutely going to be for the Russian railroad crossings, but I definitely not very sure. This is so bizarre around here, but I could see the Russian railroad crossings in real life, and that must be two images about the real life from not anything it goes around here. Now let's get back to the railway, and we'll be seeing here on Real Railway Comic Studio. I didn't have anything around here as well, but it looks like there must be for some other kinds of steam locomotives, diesels, or anything else. I have turned up the spoilers, including the previous video that I just taking a look at it. So, a lot of diesel locomotives and steam locomotives as well. Indian trains and some sort of like this train as well from anything but well. So, I wasn't able to add everything up. There must be not the railroad tracks. There must be rolling stocks, the B units, and even mine carts, and some freights and passengers, whatever, that I just totally seen this. That also features a stop sign and the railroad tracks. And even though there must be more cars a little bit for this one, there are railroad crossings and more rail cars like these houses, hoppers and tankers, and no background images at all. It's just nothing that I probably never gonna be seeing this like anyway. So that includes tank cars or whatever what it was. I should have been able to add it like anything around here anyway. So I'm gonna be adding for something unique as well. So I have anything around itself for the Go Transits without any cab cars like these, but I'm pretty sure I should have able to be added a little bit more that I wasn't actually going to add around here. So let's start the first basic thing, but I wasn't able to add from these two steam locomotives like in the game or real life or some sort of for creepy animations or something. So I'll be putting this freight train over here. So there we go. But I'm not gonna be showing how to see the gameplay footage. I don't have any games as possible, but especially I still have video games in my computer. So there must be still a little bit one, and there must be British locomotives like these, even this one, but aren't like British locomotives as these things, or probably this one's American locomotives, and the Indian locomotive could be at the bottom. right next to a Union Pacific E8 or some kind of the F7 locomotive as this one. So you really think it must be a diesel 10? I don't think it was an electric train. So I'll be added up like additionally more, just like a grass. We don't not actually going to be using this. So there are the railroad crossings, and there must be the coaches that I wasn't able to add something. So I put the railroad crossings, and here comes that train around here for this one. So I didn't mention to add some amphiletes, but I wasn't able to be added a little bit more. But I wouldn't actually going to be add something like passenger cars or something. So let's get back into the own size and add a little bit amount of freight cars as well. So we would able to be added this later. So there must be a steam locomotive. So I'll just add it around here in the bottom. So I wasn't able to add a railway tracks of this thing. I couldn't actually go to add it for a little bit more. So I just added the steam locomotive and add some passenger cars around here for amount of stuff. So first off, let's just add a railroad tracks, which is not absolutely big as possible. So we might actually making the railroad tracks smaller, like a toy or something. So there's more railroad tracks around here. So I definitely going to be added this and more of these. So there it goes. There's more railroad tracks that I just put. Alright, just connected together around here. So it's just a little bit of measurements that I put it around here for this. So there's another one. So I put it right over here. Oh gosh, this is definitely a little bit big as possible. I would not able to crash my computer for this one. So everything will be alright for this one. And we'll lift this railroad track over here. So the train could be a little bit okay for this one. But now let's add for a little bit of these ones is passenger coaches. So there it goes around here for the coaches for this one. And total amount was multiple of coaches around here for this. It will be taking a little bit easy though. And there's so much more around here to get around here. But I'm not pretty sure I wasn't able to be added more trains to do this. Now let's see in the user comics that I totally sing, but unfortunately there's no comics found anyway. But I'm probably pretty sure that you're gonna be checking this out into the description. But you see this train actually going all the way for something as well. I may absolutely going to put something in it for this train of that somewhere. But nothing okay is going to be for like this. So I just put around here for some kind of gondolas and something a little bit more of the railroad cars. So I wasn't able to be added for anything as well. And that features a money bag. And even though there's a little bit more, I should be able to add something as well. So I put the stop sign over here, right next into the railroad crossings. And anyways, that will be it. But hopefully we won't able to end up this video pretty sooner. Imagine this about that train. This is an Amtrak Genesis. I didn't have a baggage car in my files because there must be a few couple of amphiletes around here. And then there were the API coaches around here for this one on the top. and that could be a CC203 on front of this thing, but it may be not going to be for exactly that. Could it able to compare to Amtrak Genesis? This is the GE Genesis and the GE C20 EMP, but there's more about for something as well. In the dirt, some sort of for an unknown reasons as well. There must be a Union Pacific locomotive over here, like anything as well. I probably have seen this in the previous video, but now there is the Genesis over here, and many more trains around here. There is the AEM-7, the AEM-7 against the CC203. I'm probably sure it must be the CC204. And so the GO Transit locomotives are probably right over there. They're being arrived at the station, but I shouldn't be able to move around here. The CC203 is right there, right next into the Mongolian locomotive. But you're probably seeing things, or just like that. I'm not pretty sure. There must be a whole bunch of things as anyway. I didn't add anywhere as possible. So, this is absolutely probably the final. And I wouldn't able to add for some sort of backgrounds anytime soon what I just absolutely added before. So, one of these trains around here, especially I added for most of the rail cars like these, but I wouldn't believe that this isn't going to be exactly what I just tried to do this. I have recently turning off the sprite panel, but that definitely causes some chaos whenever what I just try to say. So there must be the Dream Express train over here right next into that local train for something like this, but then goes into the British locomotive hauling some 2 carriages and some little freights as well from Train Mania, including for this one. But also imagine this: Amtrak Genesis versus CC203 battling rail services between 2 schedules at these ones, as they have been arrived at the railroad crossings. But I hopefully that the Genesis could be a little bit faster than the CC203, but I couldn't absolutely go on a handle to give anything around here for their chances to do so. But Amtrak have the advantage against the CC203 locomotive. So, this definitely has a lot more chances than ever that actually for the service battles or the train service wars like these ones, probably. So, that will be the end of this video, of course. If you're going to be seeing this thing as well for the Real Railway Comic Studio, the link is going to be in the description, and also you can definitely look anything if you want, but some other kinds like these things could absolutely go on to take down of comic studios like other kinds like these. So the main website is actually right here into the description, but hopefully some countries might go on to ban comic studios, but even though including Roblox as well, that definitely just like Roblox. So don't worry about that, and we're about to end of this video immediately as well. So thanks for watching, and I'm gonna be signing off, and I'll talk to you mini lads and comic studio users and rail fans all later. So thank you, and have a nice day.